Is the NBA no-face problem killing its TV ratings? During the 70s, the league had a bad image, until Dr. J came and helped clean it up. In the 1980s, the league faced decline and financial struggles, until Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came and saved the day. Then came Michael Jordan, who not only changed the game, but the way we dress. And ever since, the league has always had a face, someone that your grandma knows. First LeBron, then Steph have been that for the past 2 decades. But among the next crop of stars, there's no one that seems to have that kind of star power. But why is that so? And why is it a problem that's killing NBA's TV ratings? People seem to have forgotten that the NBA has always been powered by more than just basketball. Besides hoops, the league has been fueled by personalities so big they transcended the game. The 70s NBA was made up of rampant drug use, racial tensions, constant fights, and low TV ratings. There was little to no entertainment going on until Dr. J showed up.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
Dr. J.
Why?
All his moves he do, that's why.
Behind me, up on the roof, is a school. They were all on the roof. He drew the greatest crowd in the history.
He was one of the few great things about basketball in its dark ages. With his high-flying dunks and the way he would glide through the air, he didn't just play basketball, he performed it. But the league was still in trouble. Viewed as a black league, racism was just about ready to end the NBA, until the perfect antidote came in the form of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Their rivalry was so huge that even their college finals match was the most viewed basketball game of the 70s. Magic joined the Lakers and Bird joined the Celtics, making both of their teams dynasties. It was no longer possible to call the NBA a black league since it now has a white superstar who was winning. So here's a fact to show you the impact of these legends being the face of the league. Before the 80s, most NBA Finals games were only shown on tape delay if your local team wasn't in the finals. That first changed during the 1983 finals battle between Dr. J's Sixers and Magic's Lakers. Then the following year, the NBA produced the most watched finals to that point: Celtics versus Lakers, Larry versus Magic. The league was now able to survive. Then came Michael Jordan to elevate everything. Drafted in 1984, Jordan didn't just win, he dominated and became a global icon. His Air Jordan sneaker line created an entirely new business model for athletes. Now, basketball wasn't just a fun-to-watch sport, it was now cool too. At this point, it was clear that the league needed a face, someone to carry the game's spirit beyond the court, someone to make those who don't watch it want to watch it. With MJ's time nearing its end, a 17-year-old Kobe Bryant entered the league in 1996. He had Jordan's killer instinct and style, but his journey was more gradual. It took years, a few setbacks, and some signature moments before he took the crown. But when he eventually did, he took it to China. Then came LeBron James, who just laid siege to the crown from college. At just 17, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, dubbed the Chosen One. From the moment he stepped into the NBA in 2003, LeBron wasn't just expected to succeed, he was expected to carry the league. And for the last 2 decades, he has. Even now at 40, he's still one of the league's most productive and most talked about players. Curry later joined in 2015, and the two created a rivalry comparable to soccer's Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. But both Curry and LeBron are in their twilight years. So who's next? What role would that person have to play? You have to understand that compared to other sports, the impact that one player can have on a basketball game is huge due to court size. So unlike sports like football or soccer, where teams often take center stage, the NBA has always been star-driven. Fans don't just root for franchises, they follow players. When someone buys a pair of Jordans or a LeBron jersey, they're not just supporting the Bulls or the Lakers, they're buying into an individual. And we've seen throughout history that the NBA built its global reach by turning its top players into household names. Being the face of the league takes talent, but that's just where it starts. After talent, you need dominance, night after night. You have to put up numbers that leave people stunned. Then comes the narrative. Fans connect to stories, whether it's LeBron lifting his hometown Cavaliers out of irrelevance or Jordan overcoming the Pistons to finally reach greatness. The arc matters. Third is marketability. From MJ's Gatorade commercials to Curry's family-friendly persona, the off-court image can matter just as much as the on-court performance. And finally, there's longevity. One great season isn't enough. You have to carry the spotlight for years, through highs, lows, and everything in between. This formula is what made players like Jordan and LeBron icons. But that's also why the NBA now finds itself in a tough spot. As LeBron's career winds down, there's no one player who checks all those boxes in quite the same way. For some reason, the spotlight doesn't want to land on just one person or duo anymore. But why is that? Is it the players, or is it the world around them? You see, while players like Jordan and LeBron came into the league with spotlight, others like Kobe and Curry had to claw their way into it. Now we've got a league full of talent putting up monster numbers, leading deep playoff runs and selling sneakers. But it feels like the spotlight is scattered. One day it's Anthony Edwards dunking over someone and going viral. The next, it's Wemby swatting 3 shots in a row. Then Luka drops a 40-point triple-double. The attention bounces from one guy to the next before anyone can fully take hold of it. For some reason, it seems like today's superstars are finding it hard to own the moment and hold it for long like MJ and LeBron did. Today, we can't seem to agree on who's the face of the league. Some say it's Shea, some say Wemby, and some even say it's Halliburton.
In my eyes, I think he is a superstar. He's the face of the NBA. He is the #1 option.
But is social media the only reason why we can't agree on who's the face of the league? Or is there something missing about the superstars we have today? Let's look at the man who's seen the rise of social media and still retained his crown as the face of the league. One player who's shown what it takes to be the face of the NBA and maintain his #1 spot even with social media is LeBron James. In 2002, Sports Illustrated dubbed him the Chosen One, and rightly so. His games were so packed that they had to move from his high school gym to a college arena just to fit the crowd. Tickets were selling for $100 just because lots of people wanted to see the teenager who was expected to be as great, if not greater than Jordan. The crazy part is, as high as the expectations were, LeBron lived up to it. Even NBA executives were sold, and the story couldn't have been scripted better. A once struggling franchise like the Cleveland Cavs landing the hometown kid from Akron, that's the kind of narrative that not only sells jerseys, but builds legacy. When LeBron debuted in 2003, it was clear he belonged. His mix of power, vision, and poise was already ahead of his age. Later, when Curry came for his crown, the rivalry only made the NBA bigger. Steph Curry changed the game with his shooting, but LeBron remained the biggest attraction to people who weren't basketball fans. But one achievement that most people don't give LeBron credit for is how clean he's kept his nose. Some of the biggest controversies surrounding LeBron are his decision to leave Cleveland.
It's garbage. Thank you.
You got another one going in. You know those are all going back. Yeah. Okay. Another one going in.
And basically being in the wrong place, either in Saudi Arabia or this. There's no baby mama drama, no pedo or rape trials, no murder, and no gambling. The truth is, one can't help but wonder what would have happened if social media was around during MJ's gambling issues. Regardless, in 2025, at 40 years old, LeBron isn't just hanging around, he's still dropping vintage performances. He's still having 38-point games and taking over Madison Square Garden against the Knicks without Anthony Davis. These are proof that LeBron isn't just stretching his prime, but is redefining what longevity looks like. While most stars fade by this point, LeBron remains the league's most compelling draw on TV, at the box office, and across every social media platform. But that's also become a problem now. because while the league celebrates LeBron's greatness, it's also become overly dependent on it. He's still the face of the NBA, still driving narratives, still bringing in ratings alongside Steph. But what do today's superstars lack that has kept them from being able to take over? What obstacles stand in their way? If you're wondering when the league really handed LeBron the crown as the undisputed face of the league, it was May 31st, 2007, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Detroit Pistons. You see, for huge chunks of NBA history, the Detroit Pistons have been the wall every superstar has to break through. Back in the late 80s, the bad boy Pistons were more than just physical. They were psychological warfare in sneakers, and Michael Jordan felt it firsthand. Detroit knocked out MJ's Bulls from the playoffs in 88, 89, and 90, using a defensive system so ruthless it earned a name, the Jordan Rules. Heading into the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals, the Pistons were back-to-back champions, a gritty, unapologetic squad that thrived on intimidation. But Jordan and the Bulls were different this time. MJ had bulked up, worked on his mid-range game, and leaned on a stronger supporting cast with Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant stepping up. Game 1 in Chicago set the tone. Jordan dropped 22 points, dished 7 assists, and placed lockdown defense, leading the Bulls to a 94-83 win. The Pistons tried their usual tricks of hard fouls and trash talk, but MJ stayed composed, hitting fadeaways and driving through contact. Game 2 was tighter, but Jordan's 35 points ensured victory. The series shifted to Detroit for Game 3, and this was where the Bulls made their statement. MJ went off for 33 points, while Pippen and the defense made sure they got the win. By Game 4, the Pistons were unraveling. Jordan dropped 29 points, and the Bulls team play overwhelmed Detroit's physicality. With seconds left, the Pistons, down big, walked off the court before the buzzer, a sore loser move that showed they were broken. The Bulls swept the series 4-0, and it ended Detroit's reign. That sweep wasn't just a win, it was MJ claiming the NBA's throne. The victory propelled the Bulls to their first championship, beating the Lakers in the finals, and solidifying Jordan as the league's face. It boosted TV ratings by 25% and Air Jordan sales to $200 million that year, according to the 1991 Forbes report. Fast forward to 2004, and the Pistons were back to their old ways, this time as underdogs. They shocked the world by dismantling a Lakers super team featuring Shaq, Kobe, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone. It was another reminder that the Pistons don't care about star power and that they will test your heart. While this wasn't the bad boys of the 80s, it was still a championship squad with Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, and Ben Wallace. And in 2007, LeBron went up against them in a make-or-break moment. The series was a dogfight. Cleveland dropped the first 2 games in Detroit, both 79-76, with the Pistons defense capturing LeBron and holding him to 19 and 20 points. Critics were quick to question his clutch gene, especially on social media's early platforms like MySpace. But Game 3 in Cleveland shifted the vibe. LeBron dropped 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, leading an 88-82 win. Game 4 was another close one, with LeBron's 25 points securing a 91-87 victory to tie the series. The stage was set for Game 5 in Detroit, and it was then that LeBron showed why they call him King James today. The Pistons threw everything at him. Double teams, hard fouls, zone defenses, but he was unstoppable. The Cavs closed out the series in Game 6, but that Game 5 performance reportedly drew 9.3 million viewers, a 15% ratings bump, and echoed Jordan's 1986 Boston game. It was LeBron's I'm here moment, and that's something the league hasn't seen from current superstars. Yes, the league is bursting with talent, but nobody's checked every box to become the next face. And while there's been historic performances here and there, none have been able to capture everyone's imagination like Jordan's 1991 or LeBron's 2007. While the league has continued to search for the next big name, we've seen some chosen ones fall by the wayside and others still yet to snatch the crown. Zion Williamson Thompson was supposed to be the heir apparent, but that probably sounds weird now considering he's not even a candidate for the face of the league. Then we have Jayson Tatum, who's polished and battle-tested. He's got a ring, 5 All-Star nods, and a $314 million Jordan Brand deal. But despite 7.8 million Instagram followers and top-tier production, he just doesn't command the spotlight the way the face of the league should. And according to Gilbert Arenas, he just can't be the face of the league now.
When we talked about Tatum as the face, what we was missing was the NBA backing. He lost the Eastern Conference MVP. He lost the Finals MVP. Like, man, how that's gonna be the face of the NBA and you just keep giving trophies away to somebody else. And then during the biggest time of America, you're benching him. You're pointing that he's like, you're defacing this man.
Then there's Luka Doncic, 5 All-NBA selections, a trip to the 2024 finals, and a recent trade to the Lakers that elevated his visibility. Statistically, he's elite, but Luka's off-court brand feels muted. He will forever be linked to one of the most absurd trades in NBA history, but he has no real narrative. However, his biggest problem remains the fact that he still hasn't won a ring. And the same goes for Anthony Edwards. Ant-Man might be the closest thing we've got to a true heir. He's charismatic, fearless, and marketable. His AE1 shoe with Adidas was a bestseller in 2024. He's a TikTok favorite, constantly trending for poster-worthy dunks and viral interviews. But then his baby mama drama and openly saying he doesn't want the crown has really tanked his chances. That's what we have Wemby for, he joked. And it's true. After Ja Morant blew his chances with his fake thug persona, the league was looking for an international phenom who wasn't going to cause such issues. Victor Wembanyama's freakish skill set and being a part of a storied franchise like the Spurs puts him in a very good position. But after a 2025 blood clot scare, social media is already debating on his durability, and you cannot be the face of the league if you ain't playing. Then we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the 2025 MVP who seems to have checked every box.
It comes with style, looks, family. Can we trust you with our sponsors? Like, not to get in trouble outside, right? He checks all those boxes. So when you're going into this year and we're talking about the MVP race, if they're looking for a new face, they're gonna tell us, right? They're gonna tell us who they're gonna push.
However, being called a free throw merchant and not being an American might prove to be a problem, especially with social media and its ability to give people a voice to rebel against the NBA if it really tries to push an unwanted person as the face of the league. The NBA is back to its problem of low ratings, and so it needs a face. But today's NBA is more decentralized than ever as social media amplifies everyone. Anthony Edwards' dunks go viral. Wembanyama's blocks make the rounds. SGA's smooth game draws threads on Reddit. Luka's stepbacks flood Instagram. Everyone's having their moment, and nobody dominates. Back then, ESPN or Sports Illustrated told the fans who the guy was, and the message stuck. That's no longer the case now. But what if one player can have a career-defining game that blows everyone else out of the water? Would he become the face? Or maybe the next era belongs to a rotation of stars? Or we'll just have Michael Jordan tell us who the next face of the league is next season? What do you think? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then watch this to see why Shaq is totally right about the greatest starting 5 ever.